Bilderberg was founded in 1954 and is an annual private conference of 120 to 150 people of the European and North American political elite, leaders from industry, finance, academia, and the media. Along with Luke Rudowski of We Are Change and Dan Dix of Press for Truth, I infiltrated the conference last year. We were surprised to find the entire White House press corps staying in the Bilderberg Hotel in Austria. We wondered if Bilderberg was finally going to be more transparent. We asked them if they were there to cover the Bilderberg conference, and they said they had never heard of it. When we asked why they were there, they said they were covering the G7 in the days just before and had flown in via helicopter near Munich, where it so happened Bilderberg was meeting. Because unlike at the G7, which as far as I can tell is just a big party, the real key decisions and discussions happen at Bilderberg. They told us that they were flying out the day before Bilderberg starts, and one of them told us, "We're not real journalists, we're actors. We just go where they tell us to go and cover what they want us to cover." Fast forward 1 year, Bilderberg is being held in Dresden, Germany. There is no mainstream media covering the event, even though, on the attendee list, is a columnist from the Washington Post, the chief financial correspondent of NBC News, the editor-in-chief of The Economist, a columnist for the Wall Street Journal, and the chief economics commentator for the Financial Times. Instead, it has been a dozen or so alternative media types that have been trying to cover the event. We managed to stay in the Kempinski Hotel where the Bilderberg conference was held on Monday and Tuesday. We never had less than 3 plainclothes police officers following us around, videotaping and taking our pictures. Dan and Luke even managed to get into the conference room. It was set up with about 120 chairs, all with microphones and all facing 3 big screen TVs. I had the hotel also reserved for Sunday, but soon after checkout I received word that I was blacklisted from the hotel. I posted that on Facebook, and it didn't help their Yelp ratings. On Wednesday, the day before the conference was set to begin, the police grabbed Luke Rudowski off the street and threatened him with physical violence. They demanded to come back to his or our new hotel room to do a search, and that's when Dan Dix and myself were detained outside of the hotel. Luke asked them if they were sent by the Bilderberg group to harass us, and they said yes. They demanded to search me and wanted my passport, and I refused, asking for what reason. The police, about 8 of them surrounding us, responded, "We don't need a reason. We're in a secret zone." I asked him what that meant, that we were in a secret zone, and he said, "That means I can do whatever I want." Finally, after about an hour of searching and detaining us, they let us go and warned us, "If we see your faces again, we're going to hurt you." We pushed them on it, and at least asked where this secret zone ends, and they were very, very vague, at one point saying all of Dresden is a secret zone. Luke pushed further and wanted to know where exactly we could go without being hurt. Finally, they seemed to make up a number saying, "You cannot go within 50 meters of the barricades around the Kempinski Hotel or we will arrest you." Luke was angry about this and said he was not going to let them push him around. We decided to go for dinner about 80 meters from the hotel. All the rest of the alternative media who were there met with us, including Rob Dew and Paul Joseph Watson of InfoWars, Lauren Southern of Rebel Media, Alex Poucher of alexpoucher.com, and Dee from Rupley. We told Luke that if he was going to defy their orders, that we should all be there to live stream with all our cameras, so that the world was aware of what was going on, and he agreed. We then got up from the dinner table and took no more than 10 steps towards the hotel, when we were surrounded by at least 6 police cars and countless police. Immediately we were all live streaming. Here's a little bit from Luke's and Dan's live stream.
We're all live streaming, we're all
just making sure the taking a few pictures. I really hope we don't get our camera taken and our footage deleted, but that could happen.
Da im Umfeld des Taschenbergs-Palais schon zu Störungen gekommen ist, auch von Reportern und auch schon Störungen angekündigt wurden.
Okay. It's an American.
Is it do?
Do.
Right here? Jeff Berg, what's your...
Twice in one day, we're being accosted by the police for nothing. We're just walking. We weren't even doing anything. It's out of control. Obviously, don't want anyone talking about what's happening here.
I think because there were so many of us live streaming, the police began to behave somewhat. They did take all our passports again and also searched all of us, but we were eventually let go and did an Oscar-style selfie in celebration. They then agreed to let us within 50 meters of the barricade to do our job, reporting on what is happening. So it was a small but important victory. The rest of the night, we always had police and police vans following us, taking our pictures, and then the next day both Dan and Luke were detained again 3 times each, and Dan was even told if he puts up any video regarding the Bilderberg event, he will be sued. So that leaves the question, if nothing important is happening here, then why are the mainstream media actually involved in the conference but not covering it? And why are they working so hard to keep us all from reporting on it? The truth is that a lot of big plans come out of Bilderberg. In an interview with Tony Goslin, who used to be an investigative reporter with the BBC and has now gone independent to report on these things, he talked about how it is public record that the idea for the European Union came from Bilderberg decades ago. He also outlined why they will likely not allow Britain to Brexit. Some of the world's most powerful people are in Dresden this week, but not one mainstream media organization is truly covering it. Many have been invited, however, but not real journalists. They are there to promote whatever decisions are made behind closed doors. Turn off your TV. It's called programming for a reason. Tune into alternative media that is willing to regularly risk life and liberty. The mainstream media is inside Bilderberg, whining and dining on the most luxurious meals, all paid for by taxpayers. But here we are, the alternative media, harassed and threatened, trying to tell the world what is really happening. As George Carlin said, they have a big club, and you ain't in it. We most certainly were not in the club here in Dresden this week.